Welcome to English Practice Every Day. Synonyms can be tricky. You might understand their meanings but still struggle to use them in the right context. In this video, we will understand the proper context in which we can use these 14 synonyms and practice them with simple example sentences that reflect everyday situations. After the practice, we'll read aloud a short story that uses all these synonyms in their proper context, helping us understand them better. Let's start. Please speak out loud with me as we practice. Bountiful. Bountiful in proper context is used when referring to nature, harvests, or blessings in life. It emphasizes generosity. Bountiful is used when referring to nature, harvests, or blessings in life. It emphasizes generosity. Nature provides us with bountiful resources. Nature provides us with bountiful resources. The farmer enjoyed a bountiful harvest this year. The farmer enjoyed a bountiful harvest this year. Their hospitality was truly bountiful during our visit. Their hospitality was truly bountiful during our visit. The garden was bountiful with fruits and vegetables. The garden was bountiful with fruits and vegetables. Ample. Ample in proper context describes a sufficient or more than enough amount, often space, time, or resources. Ample describes a sufficient or more than enough amount, often space, time, or resources. I have ample time to prepare for the exam. I have ample time to prepare for the exam. There is ample seating for everyone at the hall. There is ample seating for everyone at the hall. She was given ample opportunity to explain her side. She was given ample opportunity to explain her side. The teacher gave ample warnings before taking action. The teacher gave ample warnings before taking action. Abundant. Abundant in proper context refers to something present in large quantities, especially in resources or opportunities. Abundant refers to something present in large quantities, especially in resources or opportunities. The lake is abundant with fish. The lake is abundant with fish. They enjoyed an abundant supply of fresh water. They enjoyed an abundant supply of fresh water. Opportunities for learning are abundant in this city. Opportunities for learning are abundant in this city. The festival had abundant food and drinks for everyone. The festival had abundant food and drinks for everyone. Plentiful. Plentiful in proper context highlights availability in natural settings or everyday necessities. Plentiful highlights availability in natural settings or everyday necessities. This area receives plentiful rainfall for farming. This area receives plentiful rainfall for farming. We had a plentiful supply of firewood for winter. We had a plentiful supply of firewood for winter. Fruit is plentiful in the market during the summer. Fruit is plentiful in the market during the summer. Jobs are plentiful in the tech industry these days. Jobs are plentiful in the tech industry these days. Copious. Copious in proper context refers to a large amount of writing, speaking, or physical quantities. Copious refers to a large amount of writing, speaking, or physical quantities. His copious writing fills several notebooks. His copious writing fills several notebooks. She took copious notes during the workshop. She took copious notes during the workshop. They drank copious amounts of coffee to stay awake. They drank copious amounts of coffee to stay awake. The flowers bloomed in copious colors throughout the valley. The flowers bloomed in copious colors throughout the valley. Inexhaustible. Inexhaustible in proper context describes energy, resources, or patience that seems limitless. Inexhaustible describes energy, resources, or patience that seems limitless. Sophie has an inexhaustible passion for teaching. Sophie has an inexhaustible passion for teaching. The library is an inexhaustible source of knowledge. The library is an inexhaustible source of knowledge. They discovered an inexhaustible reserve of natural gas. They discovered an inexhaustible reserve of natural gas. Mark's inexhaustible energy helped him complete the marathon with ease. Mark's inexhaustible energy helped him complete the marathon with ease. Generous. Generous in proper context refers to giving or sharing willingly, often beyond what is expected. Generous refers to giving or sharing willingly, often beyond what is expected. Amy made a generous donation to the charity. Amy made a generous donation to the charity. Anna's generous support made the event possible. Anna's generous support made the event possible. John offered a generous tip for the excellent service. John offered a generous tip for the excellent service. The host was generous with compliments during dinner. The host was generous with compliments during dinner. Liberal. Liberal in proper context implies open-mindedness or abundant giving in resources or ideas. Liberal implies open-mindedness or abundant giving in resources or ideas. Jack's liberal mindset helped resolve the conflict. Jack's liberal mindset helped resolve the conflict. Mom used a liberal amount of spices in the recipe. Mom used a liberal amount of spices in the recipe. The charity is known for its liberal donations to schools. The charity is known for its liberal donations to schools. The teacher fostered a liberal exchange of ideas, allowing everyone to speak freely. The teacher fostered a liberal exchange of ideas, allowing everyone to speak freely. Lavish. Lavish in proper context indicates something luxurious, extravagant, or over the top. Lavish indicates something luxurious, extravagant, or over the top. The bride wore a lavish gown at the wedding. The bride wore a lavish gown at the wedding. They hosted a lavish dinner for their anniversary. They hosted a lavish dinner for their anniversary. The royal palace was decorated with lavish ornaments. The royal palace was decorated with lavish ornaments. Ruby's praise for the students was lavish but well-deserved. Ruby's praise for the students was lavish but well-deserved. Prolific. Prolific in proper context highlights productivity, especially in creative or natural settings. Prolific highlights productivity, especially in creative or natural settings. The region is prolific in its production of wheat. The region is prolific in its production of wheat. Their garden is prolific, yielding fruits all year round. Their garden is prolific, yielding fruits all year round. Jen is a prolific writer, publishing a book every year. Jen is a prolific writer, publishing a book every year. The scientist is prolific in groundbreaking medical research. The scientist is prolific in groundbreaking medical research. Profuse. Profuse in proper context is used for something given in abundance, often apologies or gratitude. Profuse is used for something given in abundance, often apologies or gratitude. They expressed their gratitude profusely. They expressed their gratitude profusely. Alex offered profuse apologies for the delay. Alex offered profuse apologies for the delay. The speech offered profuse praise for the team. The speech offered profuse praise for the team. Emily's profuse thanks touched everyone's hearts. Emily's profuse thanks touched everyone's hearts. Rife. Rife in proper context is used when something, often negative, is widespread or common. Rife is used when something, often negative, is widespread or common. The market is rife with counterfeit goods. The market is rife with counterfeit goods. The streets were rife with political tension. The streets were rife with political tension. Corruption was rife in the old administration. Corruption was rife in the old administration. The forest at night was rife with hidden dangers. The forest at night was rife with hidden dangers. Replete. Replete in proper context describes something that is filled or well supplied. Replete describes something that is filled or well supplied. The pantry was replete with snacks for the kids. The pantry was replete with snacks for the kids. The restaurant was replete with delicious dishes. The restaurant was replete with delicious dishes. The book is replete with useful facts for researchers. The book is replete with useful facts for researchers. Zoe's story was replete with vivid descriptions of her travels. Zoe's story was replete with vivid descriptions of her travels. Teeming. Teeming in proper context describes a place or thing that is full of life or activity. Teeming describes a place or thing that is full of life or activity. The river was teeming with fish after the rains. The river was teeming with fish after the rains. The city was teeming with life during the carnival. The city was teeming with life during the carnival. The streets were teeming with vendors during the fair. The streets were teeming with vendors during the fair. The playground was teeming with children's laughter on the weekend. The playground was teeming with children's laughter on the weekend. I hope the contextual use of all these synonyms is clear to you. Let's now read out loud a short story using all these synonyms in their proper context. Title of the story: The Bountiful Village. Once upon a time, there was a small village named Greenfield. It was known for its bountiful harvests and happy people. The land was rich and the fields were teeming with crops. Farmers worked hard, but nature was always generous to them. One summer, the village received ample rain. The rivers were full and the fields became even more fertile. The farmers knew they would have an abundant harvest. They planted seeds with hope in their hearts. Soon the fields were replete with golden wheat. The sight was breathtaking. Birds chirped, and the air was filled with the smell of fresh crops. The villagers had a tradition. At the end of the harvest, they held a grand feast. This year, the feast was more lavish than ever. Long tables were plentifully decorated with fruits, bread, and dishes. The cooks prepared meals with a liberal use of spices and herbs. Everyone ate to their heart's content. Laughter filled the air as they shared stories and enjoyed the meal. But not all was perfect. The nearby town of Rockridge was facing hard times. Their crops had failed, and hunger was rife among the people. Hearing this, the villagers of Greenfield decided to help. They packed snacks of food and sent them to Rockridge. Their profuse generosity touched everyone. In the middle of all this, there was a man named Tom. He was the most prolific farmer in the village. His garden was always abundant with fruits and vegetables. Tom never kept his harvest to himself. He had an inexhaustible spirit of generosity. Every week, he gave away baskets of produce to anyone in need. One day, a traveler named Mia visited Greenfield. She was a writer searching for inspiration. She was amazed by the village's copious beauty and kindness. She wrote about their bountiful lives, their lavish feasts, and their teeming energy. Her words were so replete with vivid descriptions that everyone who read them wanted to visit Greenfield. Soon, Greenfield became famous. Travelers came to see its abundant fields and meet its generous people. The villagers welcomed everyone with open arms. They shared their food and stories. They showed the world what it meant to live a life full of kindness and joy. Years passed, but Greenfield's spirit remained the same. The land stayed plentiful, the people stayed liberal in their giving, and their hearts stayed teeming with love. The village became a symbol of hope, teaching everyone that even in a world where troubles are rife, kindness and sharing can make life bountiful for all. And so the story of Greenfield spread far and wide, like an inexhaustible light in a dark world. End of story. That's all for this synonyms in context practice session. Please try to use these synonyms in their proper context in your speaking over the next few days to enhance your understanding of them. Bye for now.